1.2 Food and cooking. Food. Fish and seafood. 1.
Crab.
5.
Mussels.
2.
Salmon.
6.
Shrimp.
3.
Squid.
4.
Tuna.
Meat. 10.
Beef.
11.
Chicken.
8.
Duck.
9.
Lamb.
7.
Pork.
Fruit and vegetables. 23.
Beet.
12.
Cabbage.
22.
Cherries.
16.
Cucumber.
18.
Eggplant.
21.
Grapes.
25.
Green beans.
24.
Lemon.
17.
Mango.
13.
Melon.
19.
Peach.
14.
Pear.
26.
Raspberries.
15.
Red pepper.
20.
Zucchini.
1.3 Cooking. 4.
Boiled.
3.
Roasted.
1.
Baked.
6.
Grilled.
2.
Fried.
5.
Steamed.
1.4
Canned.
Fresh.
Frozen.
Low fat.
Raw.
Spicy.
Takeout.
1.5 Fish. Squid. Chicken. Spicy. Grilled.
Tree. Beef. Steamed. Beans. Breakfast.
Cat. Grapes. Salmon. Lamb. Cabbage.
Car. Margarine. Carton. Jar. Warm.
Clock. Sausage. Roast. Chocolate. Box.
Horse. Or. Pork. Fork. Boiled. Pour.
Bull. Cook. Sugar. Pudding. Food.
Boot. Ooh. Spoon. Zucchini. Fruit. Duck.
1.6 A.
I usually have meat or seafood, usually shrimp or something as an appetizer, and then maybe lamb for the main course.
B.
I often have ready-made vegetable soups that you just have to heat up. In fact, they're the only vegetables I ever eat. And I usually have a couple of frozen pizzas in the freezer for emergencies. I don't really order takeout when I'm on my own, but if I'm with friends in the evening, we sometimes order Chinese food for dinner.
C.
Eggs and soda. I have eggs for breakfast at least twice a week, and I drink a couple of cans of soda every day.
D.
If I'm feeling down, chicken soup with nice big pieces of chicken in it. It's warm and comforting. I usually have a banana before going to the gym. If I know I'm going to have a really long meeting, I usually have a coffee and a cupcake because I think it will keep me awake and give me energy.
E.
Fruit. Cherries, strawberries, raspberries, and apples. Vegetables. Peppers, tomatoes, and cucumbers. The only thing I really don't like is zucchini. I can't even stand the smell of it.
1.7. Part 1.
What was your favorite food when you were a child?
Well, I always liked unusual things. At least things that most English children at the time didn't like. For instance, when I was 6 or 7, my favourite things were snails. Oh, and prawns with garlic.
Funny things for a 6-year-old English boy to like.
Well, the thing is, my parents liked travelling and eating out a lot, and I first tried snails in France. And the prawns, my first prawns, I had at a Spanish restaurant in the town where we lived.
So you were interested in Spanish food right from the start. Is that why you decided to come to Spain?
Partly. But of course, I suppose, like a lot of British people, I wanted to see the sun. The other thing that attracted me when I got here were all the fantastic ingredients. I remember going into the market for the first time and saying, wow!
When you opened your restaurant, how did you want it to be different from typical Spanish restaurants?
Well, when I came to Spain, all the good restaurants were very formal, very traditional. In London then, the fashion was for informal places where the waiters wore jeans, but the food was amazing. So I wanted a restaurant a bit like that. I also wanted a restaurant where you could try more international food, but made with some of these fantastic local ingredients. For example, Spain's got wonderful seafood, but usually here it's just grilled or fried. I started doing things in my restaurant, like cooking Valencian mussels in Thai green curry paste.
What do you most enjoy cooking?
What I most enjoy cooking, I think, are those traditional dishes which use quite cheap ingredients, but they need very long and careful cooking, and then you turn it into something really special, like a really good casserole, for example.
And is there anything you don't like cooking?
Maybe desserts. You have to be very, very precise when you're making desserts, and that's not the way I am.
1.8. Part 2.
What's the best thing about running a restaurant?
I think the best thing is making people happy. That's why even after all this time I still enjoy it so much.
And the worst thing?
Oh, that's easy. It has to be the long hours. This week, for example, I'm cooking nearly every day. We usually close on Sundays and Mondays, but this Monday is a public holiday where lots of people want to eat out, so we're open.
So Sharia is in all the British restaurant guides now. Does that mean you get a lot of British customers?
Yes, we get a lot of British people, especially at the weekends. But then we get people from other countries too.
And are the British customers and the Spanish customers very different?
Yes, I think they are. The British always say that everything is lovely, even if they've only eaten half of it. The Spanish, on the other hand, are absolutely honest about everything. They tell you what they like, they tell you what they don't like. I remember when I first opened, I had sushi on the menu, which was very unusual at that time. And I went into the dining room and I said to people, "So what do you think of the sushi?" And the customers, who were all Spanish, said, "Oh, it was awful. It was raw fish." Actually, I think I prefer that honesty because it helps us to know what people like.
What kind of customers do you find difficult?
I think customers who want me to cook something in a way that I don't think is very good. Let's see, a person who asks for a really well done steak, for instance. For me, that's a difficult customer. You know, they'll say, "I want a really, really well done steak." So I give them a really, really well done steak. And then they say, "It's tough." And I think, well, of course it's tough. It's well done. Well done steak is always tough.
People say that the Mediterranean diet is very healthy. Do you think people's eating habits in Spain are changing?
Well, I think they are changing. Unfortunately, I think they're getting worse. People are eating more unhealthily.
How do you notice that?
I see it especially with younger friends. They often eat in fast food restaurants. They don't cook. And actually, the younger ones come from a generation where their mothers don't cook either. That's what's happening now, and it's a real pity.
1.9 1.
This week, for example, I'm cooking nearly every day. We usually close on Sundays and Mondays, but this Monday is a public holiday.
2.
The British always say that everything is lovely.
3.
Actually, I think I prefer that honesty because it helps us to know what people like.
4.
Unfortunately, I think they're getting worse. People are eating more unhealthily.
1.10 1.
I work in a bank. She studies Russian.
We don't have any pets. Jack doesn't wear glasses.
Where do you live? Does your brother have a car?
2.
She usually has cereal for breakfast.
I'm never late for work.
We only eat out about once a month.
1.11
Who are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for a friend.
Is your sister still going out with Adam?
No, they broke up. She isn't going out with anyone right now.
1.12
What are you cooking?
I'm making pasta.
Great. I love pasta.
What are you looking for?
My car keys.
I'll help you in a minute.
But I need them now.
1.13
I agree. In most top restaurants, the chef is a man. For example, Mario Batali or Marcus Samuelson.
I don't agree. There are many more women chefs than before in restaurants. And at home, women cook much more than men.
That's true, but I still think men are better cooks. They're more adventurous in the kitchen.
In my opinion, that's only because they don't cook every day. It's easy to be adventurous if you only cook once a week.
I'm not sure. I know a lot of men who cook almost every day.
I think it depends.
1.14
I agree.
I don't agree.
I'm not sure.
I think it depends.
For example,
In my opinion,